Hi, everybody. Today is November 29th, 2017. Yesterday, members of the Lewis School Crisis Team, Safety Team, met with Officer Wilansky to go over our crisis and safety plans. This is called a tabletop drill. And I wanted to take some time to just highlight some of the more important takeaways. This is not meant to replace the detailed plan that is in our handbook. I've highlighted here specifically page 36 is where our emergency management plan is located. That is where you will find much more information. These were some of the points that I walked away with yesterday that I find, or I think, that are super important for everybody to keep in your mind as we think about safety and crisis plans. Every classroom should have the red-green indicator. This is to be slipped under the door in the event of a lockdown. Red indicates that there is either a medical emergency or a student or staff member possibly not accounted for. Green indicates that everybody is present and the status is good in the classroom, that everybody is there and doing okay. Wilansky made it clear to us that this is universal and everybody is aware of the red, green, and what it symbolizes. You also need to make sure that the key to your classroom door is located somewhere within the room, that all members, all adults in the classroom know where that is. You also want to make sure that you have this noted in your substitute plans in case you are out. Wilansky also mentioned that when you have to hide in the event of a lockdown drill, that you always want to go to the door side corner of the room. He explained that this is where it is most difficult to get a clear line of sight. With that in mind, you want to make sure that if you have a window to in your door to your classroom, that you are able to cover that. Staff members who do not have students, and there are of course exceptions to this, but nurses, behavior managers, social workers, secretaries, administration, and custodians. If you are without students, and you are able to safely kind of do a sweep around your area, if you're located near a bathroom, let's say, or the gymnasium, or the corridor, the foyer area of the building, if you can just kind of look around, see who's there, and give them direction in case they had missed it. Again, this is not always possible, but a good idea to have in place if we are able. We want you to know that when we announce over the loudspeaker what is happening, we will do so in terms that are easily understood. We're not going to use code words or code names to indicate that we are in a lockdown drill, or if we're having some other kind of emergency procedure. We will let you know that there are two different types of lockdowns. One is kind of a soft lockdown or a low-level drill, where we might have an incident that has happened somewhere near school, and we are not going to let people into the building. We are not going to leave the building. We're not even going to leave our classrooms. So staying put kind of where you are, instruction can continue, but there will be no movement outside of the school. High-level lockdown is one where there could be an active intruder in the building, and we will let you know that it is time to follow lockdown procedures, get to a hiding place, close and lock all doors, and stay there until the lockdown is lifted. Always have pink cards in a spot that you can easily grab if you are in any kind of drill or emergency situation, when and if possible. It's also really important to address that that these are just guidelines, they're not policy, and that we do not expect to be able to have the answers to every question or any given situation, but you really need to use common sense and good judgment as best as you can in these kind of situations. We've also noted, and this is spelled out specifically in the handbook, that during a crisis or an emergency, staff members are not to communicate or disseminate information to anyone outside of the school. Obviously, the exception is emergency personnel. Using the cell phones, your cell phones, to talk to staff members within the building is okay, but using cell phones, texting, emailing, posting to Facebook, tweeting, those kinds of things to people outside of the school, we want you to avoid. We want to be the first ones to get that information out to parents. There's nothing worse than a parent learning from social media that something is happening before hearing from the school. And we have procedures in place to notify the appropriate people to get that information out. If you have any questions, concerns, thoughts, please feel free to find any one of us and ask. And we thank you always for keeping our kids safe. Thank you.